say that essentially it's a mixed bag in the sense that considering the volatility in the market showing a little bit of a downward trend during the last fortnight of the September sort of thing. I would say that essentially it's a mixed bag with the equity showing some positive flows. The SIP definitely doing the positive flows in a much more higher manner, but the liquid funds have actually shown withdrawal in the sense that over 2 lakh crores have been withdrawn from the liquid funds. But when we look at the causes for all these things, we need to understand that the liquid funds is essentially a treasury manager's way of managing his treasury, and it's a wholesale market. So since it's a wholesale market, the corporate treasurers and the bank treasuries keep on investing into the liquid funds to get, let us say, a 50 basis point spread over an overnight rate. And that is where I think the quarter end effects of the advanced tax outflows, and for the banks, the capital adequacy sort of issues coming in. So they would have withdrawn the money. And it is a normal phenomena at quarter ends for this money to be withdrawn. But we expected somewhere around 1 lakh of crores to get withdrawn. But this time it is around 2 lakh crores which has got completely withdrawn from the liquid mutual funds. That is mainly because the defaults which had happened, unfortunately the defaults which had happened in one of the corporate accounts, which had triggered a little bit of a risk off sort of a measure for them. So they are taken the money, and then maybe they are waiting to see how the scenario pans out, and then they may come back into the liquid mutual funds.
Shankar, coming specifically to SIP, is it right to say clearly retail investors have come of age and a lot of maturity is being shown, particularly in this bear market that we are witnessing? How do you see the numbers for September, and are you confident looking at the trend that this would be a continuing figure and SIP is here to stay and we don't see any volatility irrespective of how the markets behave?
I believe that essentially SIP as a process, a process to invest into mutual fund is here to stay, because it is a wonderful process which enables that the investor is able to invest smaller amounts based on his targets and his goals, and he is able to ride out the volatility of the market, get the benefits of averaging of investments. So he is not bothered about how the market is moving up and down at this particular point of time. So I think looking at it from that perspective, I would say that the SIP will definitely continue to grow. And the anecdotal evidence over the last 3 months, when the market has shown some signs of stress and markets have started coming down much more steeper, the SIP has continued to grow. And on September, the numbers that have come out is somewhere around 7,700 crores compared to 7,600 crores in August. And the number of folios that are being opened is averaging around 10.6 lakh folios. So I think there is a definite interest from the retail investor to stay invested into the equity market, and that interest is only growing. And I believe that this is the right way of systematic investing into the equity market rather than going and taking an exposure directly from the market. So I think this is here to stay.
Mr. Venkatesh, if I could ask you, the whole debate about FPIs and DIIs, clearly we all know the kind of role our domestic mutual funds have played. How do you see in this pullout? Primarily, is it even Steven, or do we see FPIs pulling out more, or purely because of the liquid funds, the domestic funds are also facing the heat?
I would say it is purely the liquid funds, whatever has happened, which is showing a negative number for the AUM as a whole. But at the equity level, I don't see any major sort of net negative which has happened at this particular point of time. The FPIs, whatever pullout has happened, maybe the pullout could be somewhere around 46,000 crore, but compare that with the inflows that are coming in from the SIP flows itself, which is somewhere around 40,000 crore at this particular